Hello and welcome to Sarat Chandra IAS Academy, where your dreams are our mission. This is Yatharth here. In the last lecture, we talked a lot regarding the mapping portion specifically. We also learned about the African map, the Seychelles, and learned about the El Nino's effect on this subcontinent and various different things. In this lecture, we'll move forward towards some more important current affairs, such as starting with the IISER Bhopal researchers conduct first genome sequencing of jamun. So jamun is a tree, medicinal tree. So researchers at the Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research have completed the first ever genome sequencing of the jamun tree. Genome means its DNA basically, which makes the protein of this tree. The name is Sazygium cumini. Alright, these questions can be asked. They may look irrelevant when we read about them, but when they come in the paper, they look very relevant and unknown. Alright, so it can be directly asked through the scientific name, that Sazygium cumini. And the reason because of that these questions are often asked in the prelims is because the IFS paper is also held through the prelims of CSE. Alright, so these questions can be asked. The research aimed to gain new functional and evolutionary insights from the jamun genome, exploring the pharmacological properties, basically the medicinal properties, conferred by the bioactive compounds found in the jamun tree. The term sequenced the S. cumini genome using Oxford nanopore and 10x genomic sequencing techniques. So how can the question be asked that recently the first ever genome sequencing of a tree or a plant happened in India using the Oxford nanopore and 10x genomic sequencing technologies? Which was that plant or tree? So the answer should be Sazygium cumini. Now let's see why we have tried to sequence the genome. So jamun is known for its anti-diabetic properties primarily and is recommended in Ayurveda for various health ailments. Ailments mean diseases or disease conditions. The jamun genome has a higher number of coding genes resulting from gene duplication events, indicating a neopolyploidy event in the jamun species. Polyploidy means having more than two sets of the DNA. It's a condition often found in plants. Many plants are not only diploid but polyploid. Alright, humans are diploid 2n, some bacteria viruses are haploid n, and trees are often polyploid like 4n, 5n, etc. So key genes involved in facilitating adaptive evolutions were identified, including those responsible for the biosynthesis of terpenoids. So this question can be asked, that terpenoids are of what use, let's say, or what application? So they contribute to antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties. Presence of glucosides preventing the conversion of starch into sugar explains the anti-diabetic value of jamun. Alright, so take care of these things, that what are terpenoids, what are antioxidants, what are anti-inflammatory properties, or what are glucosides, that which of these compounds can help into diabetes, let's say. So these questions can be asked. So various genes in jamun enhances stress tolerance, pointing to remarkable adaptive evolution in the plant. So we are not talking about the human stress tolerance, we are talking about the tree's stress tolerance. That means it can be grow in drier areas as well as the wetter areas. So this is an evolutionary adaptation that it may have acquired through the years. Alright, let's come to the next topic, which is wild kibis warned near New Zealand capital for the first time in more than 150 years. So let's just get the important points, because this question also can be asked. Recently, in the prelims 2023, a question was seen about the adaptive radiation about the marsupials. So marsupial species are found in the Australia, and New Zealand is very closely related to the Australia. This question can again be asked. So two wild kiwi chicks hatched near Wellington, New Zealand. This is the capital of New Zealand, marking a significant milestone in the capital kiwi project's effort to reintroduce the flightless birds. So they are one of the big flightless birds. The biggest flightless bird is ostrich, and so is emu, and so is kiwi. This is the first time in at least 750 years that the kiwi chicks have been born near the capital city, and the brown kiwi population has been steadily declining due to habitat loss and introduced predators like stoats. So stoats were introduced to predate the rabbits, but they instead ate kiwis. We'll see what are these stoats. So kiwis hold cultural and economic significance in New Zealand, serving as the national symbol and appearing on the country's dollar coin. The success of this project offers hope for the future of kiwi population, etc. So it's basically a conservation project. All right. Points to remember: the successful hatching of kiwi chicks and a positive development for wildlife conservation efforts. The project highlights the need for effective predator control, and kiwis are an important part of New Zealand's culture and economy. Now, when we see the map here, map is again always very important. So the Coral Sea, we hear the Great Barrier Reef also, this near the coast of Australia. And what we call it is Indian Ocean and Oceania. This is equator, so please remember Australia lies below the equator. Alright, this is a part of Indonesia, East Timor, etc. Recently we saw one volcano eruption in the Indonesia on the Sumatran island, Sumatran part of the Indonesia here in the north. This is Philippines, etc. And when we go this side, then we'll witness Singapore, Malaysia, etc. Alright, so this is a reference to the map. We see the Tropic of Capricorn here, and New Zealand is even below the Tropic of Capricorn here in the Indian Ocean. This sea beneath the Australia is known as the Tasmania Sea, and on this island, the island of Tasmania, there is a species found known as the Tasmanian devil, which is also a marsupial. Alright, so all of this has been asked in 2023 prelims. So take care of all these questions. They again can be asked. So New Zealand is again divided between two islands, and the strait that is between the two islands is known as the Cook Strait. Alright, so very famous Captain Cook. The legend is there. Alright, and this is between the two islands of the northern island of the New Zealand and the southern island of the New Zealand. Alright, this is Wellington, which is located right in the middle of both islands, you can say, and is a coastal city. Let's come down and see, these are the kiwis, and these are the stoats which were introduced to predate on rabbits, but they instead ate kiwis. So this became a predatory problem here. Predatory issue here. In the same way, the pade of the kikar, the tree of the kikar, which was introduced in the deserts, so it also became an issue. It has been asked earlier in the prelims in 2019 or 18, I think. Alright, so take care of these things also. These are the kiwis. They have long beak, as you can see. Alright, so Lok Sabha passes Central Universities Amendment Bill of 2023, and it seeks a new Central Tribal University in Telangana. So let's see what will be the name of this university and what are the important tribes found in the Telangana. This is important as per the anthropology optional in UPSC also. So a new Central Tribal University named Sammakha Sarakka Central Tribal University will be established in Telangana with a budget of approximately 900 crore rupees. Several MP highlighted the importance of quality education, filling reserved vacancies for SC and STs, and achieving regional aspirations. The bill's passage makes a positive step towards accessible and quality education for India's tribal population. Now, what we must see from this news is what are the tribes that are present in Telangana. So, most important tribals in Telangana are Gond, Koya, Banjara, Kolam, Thoti, Chichu. Chichu tribe is very important again. The next important one is Konda Kapur or Konda Reddy. These tribals are majorly found instead in Andhra Pradesh, in the Konda Hills. Valmiki Boya, Nayaka. Nayaka is also very important. Then there is Bhil. Dharoji Bhil is the largest tribe of India. Kisani Nadi, Mannedora, Medari, Koli, Gadaba. Gadaba tribe is also again very important. This is one of the major tribes of the Telangana. Padmasali, Panchamasali, etc. Alright. Let's move to the next news, which is about the Shanti Niketan University. So its UNESCO tag plaques to be replaced. This is not important for us. There was a political issue here. What we need to know is about the Shanti Niketan University as well as the one who established this, that was Rabindranath Tagore. So it's a public central university and an institute of national importance located in Shanti Niketan, that is in West Bengal, India. It was founded by Rabindranath Tagore. So in the mains, a question is asked, I think it was asked in 2023 about the education views between two leaders. So Rabindranath Tagore, who called it Vishwa Bharati, which means the communion of the world with India. Until independence, it was a college. Soon after independence, the institution was given the status of a central university in 1951 by an act of the parliament. It is in the tentative list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites because it fulfills all the criteria of the World Heritage Sites. Alright, let's talk about Rabindranath Tagore. Who he was, what is his legacy. That's important for us. So Rabindranath Tagore, he was born in May 17th, 1861 in Calcutta or Calcutta. He was also known as the Gurudev, Kabi Guru and Bishwa Kabi. So Tagore was a Bengali poet, novelist and painter, significantly influencing Indian culture globally. So he was the one to project the Indian culture on a global level. He also won the Nobel Prize. So he shared a close relationship with Mahatma Gandhi, bestowing the title Mahatma on him. So he was called Mahatma by the Gandhi. And Tagore emphasized the importance of unity and diversity for India's national integration. Also, he spoke at the World Parliament for Religions in 1929 and 1937. He composed over 2000 songs known as the Rabindra Sangeet, showcasing a distinct lyrical style. So let's see his literary contributions. So he modernized Bengali prose and poetry. Notable works include Gitanjali, Ghare Bere and Manasi. So Gitanjali is one of the most important works of Rabindranath Tagore. But also remember these Ghare Bere and Manasi. Because the question can be asked that Ghare Bere and Manasi, let's say, without the Gitanjali, without mentioning Gitanjali, are the important works of which of these authors? So the answer will be Rabindranath Tagore. But you will not be seeing Gitanjali there and getting confused. He also wrote the national anthem for India as well as the Bangladesh and inspired Sri Lanka's national anthem. He also founded Vijayawada University, which is in the UNESCO World Heritage Site now, tentative list, in 1921, challenging conventional education. Alright, so here are some philosophical quotes from Rabindranath Tagore, which you can use at the start of your essay or in GS4. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the sea. Don't limit the child to your own learning, for he was born in another time, and if I can make it through one door, I'll go through another door or I'll make a door. Something terrific will come no matter how dark the present. Facts are many, but the truth is one. This is one of the most important quotes by Rabindranath Tagore. Alright, so here we see the same things which we mentioned just as in form of an infograph. So it's not very important again to dictate this. Alright, just we need to see one important thing from here, that Janaman Gun was translated by him from Bengali to English in February 1919 at the Mandapanille in the district of Chittoor, that is in Andhra Pradesh. And in 1915 he was awarded the knighthood by the British King George V, which he later renounced in 1919. So what happened in 1919? The Jallianwala massacre. So earlier he was Sir Rabindranath Tagore, which he renounced. He is also said to have given Mahatma Gandhi the title of Mahatma and established the Vijayawada University. This we all know, and we are talking about this. He spoke at the World Parliament for Religions in the 1929 and 1937. Who gave the title of Bapu or Father of the Nation? Alright, so that you see, or Rashtrapita you can say. You tell me in the comment section. Alright, let's see the further news which is about the Supreme Court seeking center's response on plea to allow surrogacy for single unmarried women. So let's talk about this and see it in a view of UPSC exam, that how these exams, these articles can be formed as an answer to some current issue. So the Supreme Court on Tuesday sought the response of the central government on a plea challenging various provisions of the surrogacy. So surrogacy law are very important for us to read. And the Surrogacy Regulation Rules 2022 that excludes unmarried single women for availing the option of having children through surrogacy. So the Supreme Court wants to know why. But as a UPSC student, what we must see that what is according to Constitution, that whether any fundamental rights of a person are being violated because of this exclusion. Is there a discrimination based on the social aspect of marriage or being single? So we need to see all this. Let's just see as per the UPSC. So a lawyer's petition argues that the ban on surrogacy for unmarried women violates their right to reproduction and motherhood. So this may come under the right to life, Article 21. The court issued a notice to the center questioning whether a single woman having a child through surrogacy would be considered the norm or not. The petitioner seeks the right to surrogacy and motherhood without state interference in her private life. The apex court is already examining the validity of surrogacy regulation, etc. Alright, so let's see in a UPSC view that central argument of the petition are what? So first and foremost is the violation of fundamental rights. The petition or the petitioner asserts mean gives the assertion to resonate something that the ban on the surrogacy for unmarried women infringes means puts a curtain on, let's say, or avoids upon their fundamental rights enshrined in the Indian Constitution, which include the right to life and liberty under Article 21 and right to equality under Article 14 and the right to privacy inferred from various judgments under Article 17. So which of the judgment is related to the right to privacy? Puttaswamy judgment. Discrimination against unmarried women. The petition argues that the ban unfairly discriminates against unmarried women, denying them the opportunity to experience motherhood solely based on their marital status. This, the petitioner contends, is arbitrary. Arbitrary means random, and violates the principle of equality before the law. But there is also a social aspect that any child, even through surrogacy, they require socially at least two parents. Alright, there should be a father present and there should be a mother present for the normal upbringing of any person or a child. And the mother, if she is unmarried, then she should or should not be socially, let's say, experiencing motherhood or not through surrogacy, not through a direct connection to the child. So this is questionable. Alright. Next, we see the right to make personal choices. So petitioner emphasizes the fundamental right of individuals to make personal choices regarding their reproductive health and family life. It argues that the state should not interfere in such personal decisions, especially when women are capable of making informed and responsible choices about motherhood. But the issue is here that it's not personal only. It also adjoins the child as well as the person who is giving the surrogacy. Alright, so when the child is included does not remain the personal. So this view is also a little bit contradictory. What are the concerns and questions raised by the court? One thing is social acceptance. So court has expressed concern about the social acceptance of single women having children through surrogacy. The bench questioned whether this could be considered as an accepted norm in Indian society, which traditionally values family structures built on marriage. Earlier also you must have seen that the parliament has not yet given consent to marriages taking place through, let's say, LGBTQ marriages. Because in this marriages also there is an issue who is considered as the husband, who is considered as the wife between two people, and what laws or what social laws are to be attributed to whom, what property laws are to be attributed to whom, how will the divorced, let's say, alimony cases will be judged. So these are the contradictory things with the special marriages such as these and special circumstances such as these. So ethical implications, the court also highlighted that ethical consideration of surrounding surrogacy, particularly concerns related to exploitation of the surrogate mothers and potential co-modification of the children. One more thing is regulatory framework. So existing legal framework surrounding surrogacy in India, namely the Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021 and the Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Act 2021, are currently under examination by the Supreme Court itself. This case raises further questions about the need for potential amendments to address the specific concerns of unmarried women seeking surrogacy. Alright, so this is also a question. It can either be asked in the anthropology optional or in the, let's say, GS1 or 2, and you should have your views clear about this even in the interview. So this was about today's lecture. In the next lecture, we'll be reading about an editorial. We'll see how to compose the editorial as per UPSC and what are the important things we should read from that. So this is Yatharth here. Thank you very much for your time. See you in the next lecture.